With us via telephone, all the way from Waterbury, Connecticut, is a world-renowned composer and, of course, a singer. He actually started singing when he was a child in one of the marvelous Minos Machine albums. The one and only Baruch Levine. Baruch Levine, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Yossi. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know your new album's called Off the Record, but this conversation is going to be on the record, just in case.
Oh, I always wanted to have an interview with you off the record. Okay.
So,
you got it. We have a deal.
Now, when people think of Baruch Levine, they think of Vizakeni, they think Chassan Torah, they think Bonim Atem. You haven't really done the collection albums yourself. I mean, you've been featured as a singer on the Project Relaxes, but you've never put out your own selection of a collection album until now, Baruch.
Right.
Why? What took so long?
I kind of felt that these songs I grew up with, they were going to be forgotten. In a certain sense where they're so deep, so beautiful. I didn't want more time to go by. It's also, everything that the songs that I'm writing, I'm really influenced by a lot of those songs that you're hearing on Off the Record. A lot of those composers, a lot of them I know personally, of course, Dave Brownberg, Rachel Begun, growing up with Jeff. It's just so much a part of me. And I also found that we're finding ourselves in a place where there's a lot of new music and new, and every day you go on, there's another music video, and every day almost
at least one.
So at least one, and I think people also just in general in our lives, people are a little more reflective. The times that we're going through. Nostalgia is very in, for lack of a better word, not because it's in style, but I think people need it. People are living a little more in the past, remembering quality times, slower pace.
I hear that.
So, I don't know, everything combined, I was excited. It was an idea I had truthfully for, I don't know, I was making a list of songs for over 2 years already.
Wow.
Of some of these songs. And I figured that the best way to capture it is capture it by topic, which is what we did, as opposed to covering a certain artist only. Let's get into, Amuna. Let's get all of those songs and let's build something together. And it's a real message. Now, did
doing it by topic make it harder, or did it make it easier for you?
I think it made it easier. It made it more creative. I mean, let's also face it. We are in the generation of we need things to happen, quick. People don't really sit through long cycles of songs anymore. So to kind of capture the song's essence in one round, even though we did get a lot of complaints that people wanted, they were just getting into it and they wanted a longer version, and it was a very nice complaint to get because it shows people
interesting
they're listening. Yeah.
Because I'm curious. I'm looking at the Torah medley, and it starts off with "A Place Where I Belong," and that for me might be Mashiach because it has the words "Ani Mamin" in it, right?
No, Place Where I Belong is I Was Made way back in 1842.
All right. I was thinking about the other one.
It's called The Place Where I Belong because
fantasy, theory, or wish. It's what I believe.
Oh, yeah. So we didn't cover that song.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a lot of we wrote down more than, I don't know, 150 English songs. Way more.
Wow.
Way more. So we're gonna do another one, Bezos Hashem.
I was going to ask you because the cover says Baruch Levine, English Classics Edition. So I mean, English Classics Edition makes me think there might be a non-English Classics Edition.
That too. That too. I loved it. I love doing it. These are songs I grew up on. I had the fact that I had the zechus and opportunity to sing these again. I mean, I know that I compose songs, and I know that I'm going to still compose new songs,
right?
And I do a lot of singles and stuff like that. But I can't. I don't know. I couldn't get enough of it. I really love doing it.
I actually have to compliment you. You know, people who do collection style albums, they have a lot of problems because a lot of times they can't find the original composer. A lot of times the original composer doesn't give them a position. So the fact that you have, let's see, Yerachmiel Begun, Yitzi Waldner, Baruch Levine, A.B. Rottenberg, Yossi Green, Country Yossi, you know, it's a very well-rounded album where you won't see all these composers give permissions just to be on one album from one artist specifically.
It was a very, listen, I'll tell you something also. We gave a lot of respect to the songs. I mean, people have made cover albums before, and sometimes, I don't mean to put every artist has to be appreciated for what they bring to the table, but a lot of times the artists are giving their interpretation of the song. Like, oh, I love this song. I want to be able to sing the song my way. Mm-hmm. And Doni Gross, we could talk about him. He's, an amazing producer. He was so, both of us the word was respect. Let's just deliver the song the way it would be delivered, today, but the same way then. Meaning in a sense of like, we're not changing the melody. We're not going to add crazy extra knaches. We don't have to go crazy high and show off, abilities. As opposed to, let's just bring that feel today. Of course, you have technology today where one of the main things people are saying is we can hear the words.
Right.
We can hear the words today because it's a digital recording. It's close. You have all that.
It's not overly arranged with so heavy with music that you can't hear the words.
Oh, unbelievable! Yeah, it's just let's lay off. Let's just present. Let's make the composers, proud that they would hear it today and they would say Maskin, and we had their haskama, and that was a very big part of it too. Is we didn't stam rip off songs. We were very careful to credit perfection, almost perfectly.
Right.
We had Yaakov Brown was our project curator who worked really hard on getting to the source of the source of the source. I mean, we stirred up a pot of I'm saying in a good sense of people from way back in Camp Monk that they're remembering sitting in a bunk making up some of these songs. I mean, some of these songs were Camp Color War songs.
Yeah,
made its way onto Jet.
I mean, I'm cracking up because I'm looking at track 27 by Rabbi Yoina Weinreb called "Someday I Will Be." I mean, I remember breaking my arm. I must have been in, second grade. And like as a gift, the yeshiva gave me the tape "Dope Dove Bicycle Race." Mm-hmm. And like I remember this song from a kids album. This isn't a Journeys. It's not a Journeys. It's not a Miami Boys Choir. It's a kids album. Right.
So that's another thing is that we were able to, to take some of those songs on kids' albums, Country Yossi's The Little Kinderloch, and bring it to a more mature audience because they're mature songs. They have amazing messages. I mean, I listened to that song, Talmid Chacham like Rabbi Akiva. You listen, I wanted to learn. I wanted to become a Talmid Chacham. So it was a very inspiring song.
And then you have Tzil Zimmer Volume 2 with Eibishter, which was one of the amazing songs back then, But it was sung by a kid, and the kids grew up singing it. But, how many adults down the years covered Eibishter? Very, very few. It's not a song that everyone else can sing. So it says Doni Gross presented. Now, many people are asking me, Baruch, does this mean Doni Gross is Baruch's new producer, or this was a one-album kind of thing? Because the last couple of singles that we've seen coming out, Donnie's name is on it.
Right. Doni and I have a connection from way back. From Camp Rayam, when I was a head staff and he was a counselor. We worked a lot in cantata. He is very unique in the sense that he is, he's younger than me, but he really has a connection to this old music. I mean, his father, Reb Mechel, I think sang on Jet. He was a singer on Jet. So
I heard that
I'm sure that I'm sure that influenced him and his family, and he's unique in the sense that he has a real appreciation for quality music. And look, he did the H project with AB, AB loves working with him. I don't know, we have very much a similar style, similar backgrounds, similar appreciation, both, yeshiva-educated people. And, yeah, slowly we did a couple of singles, and I totally realized, I said, Donnie's the one for this project. Is he my producer exclusively? No. Today, in general, I was with Yossi Zweig for a very long time, and he really brought me out there, and we made great music together. I mean, what came out from Beis Yochi, as they say, right? what was printed in Beis Yochi is like it's gonna be, it's in the Hall of Fame kind of material.
Yeah.
And we did 6 albums together. Now, I'm not exclusive to anybody, and just want to make good music and inspire people, and that's it. But yeah, I love working with Donnie. We're gonna do another one. There's no question.
Yeah, very
That
excited.
Hashem should help.
Very excited.
One,
Baruch Levine with us via telephone. We're talking about the release of his latest album, Off the Record, featuring some amazing English songs from our past. Tell me, Baruch, why English songs? Why not Hebrew songs?
It's very, you know what? Okay, so much feedback we're getting is also, you're going to do a Hebrew one. We'll do a Hebrew one. Here's the thing with English. Mm-hmm. If I had to tell you, guess what my top-selling record was? Album, okay? I came out with Vizakeni, Chasen Taira, the Project Relax is Simcha Liner, Pedutzcha, Maidim, Paratz, all these songs. Touched by a Niggin. What would you say was my best-selling album?
I would probably say the first one.
You're saying the first one because Vizakeni, right? Like, that was the hit song.
No, because I also remember when it came out, it made a lot of splash. There was a lot of other very good songs on it. It was the right. First time that we heard a new singer, with your style of voice. That people were taking seriously. They were saying he's a contender. He's a singer-songwriter. They always say people that sing their own songs are going to give it a different depth, feel to it than somebody who just buys songs. And, we're 6-7 albums away, so it looks like they were right.
Right. So the best-selling album was actually Touched by a Niggin. Not in one season, but over a span of years. And the feedback was always, Baruch, you got to do another one. You got to do another Touch by Niggin. And with that, I did with Yechiel Spiro. Mm-hmm. And it was hard work, but it was an English album. And the English albums.
Wait. Let me stop you there. That's only because of 2 songs. You know that.
Which one? What? Kolchadodi and Piano Boy? What are you talking about?
The Piano Boy and the Falsafoni Rebbe.
No, we had. Listen, I'll take. I could take what's his name, a dig, but no, but we had the Falsafoni Rebbe. We had the Next Gadol Hadar.
That's right. Flickering
There was a few songs, Yeah. So, but the answer is because today the kids are buying the music, and the kid, when the family's going on a trip in a car, the kids want to hear the English songs go right. There's no interpretation. It just goes right in. It's our Mamalushan.
It's understanding.
The English is our Mamalushan.
Right.
That's it. The same way. So that's why all English, and I would do even another all English one before I would try to. I don't know how I would tackle Hebrew songs. I mean, there's so many of them. You go Hasidish, you go Litvish, you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta tell you, I
definitely.
I got good enough from 2 other songs on the album. You had Friendship from Lost in Laserland, which was by Rabbi Yehuda Deutsch. For those who don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Yehuda Deutsch, who put out this Lost in Laserland probably about 25 years ago, he was the voice of the announcer at the Siyam Shas last year.
Oh, Rabbi Yehuda.
So, and he's friends with a lot of guys in Montreal. He might have even made the album when he was there. So that was there, and then Baruch. No,
I was saying, Yehuda, if you're listening, Rabbi Deutsch, if you're listening, I'm getting many requests for they want to get Lost in Laserland today. I don't know, maybe you want to put it on Spotify. Maybe you can keep all. Yehuda, you can keep all the profits.
Baruch, I actually spoke to him about it.
Yeah, what are you saying?
He's considering it. He has to see if he can get everything in order, but he's considering it.
Okay, so if you're listening to this, you can keep all the profits unless it does well.
Okay. Then we'll have to renegotiate. And Don't Walk Behind Me from Uncle Moishi. I mean, we grew up with that. Uncle Moishi Volume 2. Don't Walk Behind Me, I May Not Follow. So, yeah, very, very, very unique. And, you have Moishi Yes with My Zaidi and Kol Yisrael with Yehuda and Dear Nikolai from Jep. But, we had some bones to pick. Me and Baruch were talking about some other songs that I believe he's going to include on Volume 2.
Yeah.
I think my list was extensive enough or not?
I'm checking now. you had a lot. You really did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. My question also is, Baruch, the parents know these songs, and the kids, I think some of them they're hearing even for the first time. Like if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you probably don't know Miami Boys Choir's Sunshine from One by One. You don't know it.
Right.
Were you around when Miami Boys Choir had Miami Experience 2 with To Live a Life of Torah with Nachum Stark?
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I knew that, but the kids don't know. Yeah, sure, I was around.
Lule Sarascha from AB, whether it was Journeys 3, but Lule Sarascha is a famous song. You heard it at some yeshiva video background somewhere. That I can agree with. But the other ones you probably never heard of in the first place.
Before I came out, when Donnie and I were working in the rough draft stages,
right.
I would after class every day as a treat for my class, I would play them one of these medleys, and I had everyone take out a pen and paper, and I told the boys, these are 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, in Waterbury. So I don't know, that's like a real, it's a sampling of out-of-town kids. And I said, write down how many songs you recognize. You don't have to recognize it fully, and they knew well over 50%. Wow. And that was shocking to me.
Wow, that's very shocking.
Yeah.
I guess we need to update the Judaica story in Waterbury with some music after 2000.
In school or in camp. No, there was no Judaica story here. Halavai. But in school or in camp or choirs, they've heard it. They I don't know. It just somehow it lingers. Maybe Nucky Radio. I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, you even have from Chayil Newhouse, Imatem Shamim Ne'er Shabbos, which is a very somewhat recent song, but it's a beautiful song originally performed, I think, by David Perlman. Then you have Shabbos is Going Away, which is, you're going back 30 years. So very unique. Now, Baruch, you've done Yochi Briskman's Project Relaxes. You've been featured with other singles. You did Vaharav No with Benny Friedman, but... how big of a decision was it for you to have guest stars on this album?
Listen, today, collabs are very big. Again, people, the musical connoisseur today want excellence. They really want excellence. There's no such thing as filler songs anymore. I mean, you can put one on, but it's just not going to go anywhere.
Right.
And it wasn't about, again, it wasn't about me. It was about how we're going to bring this song out the best. And I just wanted to have guests on it. It's a very long album. It's over, it costs more than a regular album, too, because
it's over 90 minutes.
Every minute
it's over 60 minutes. Yeah. It's probably closer to 90
Over
minutes.
70.
Wow.
Over 70. The max you could put on a CD is 80. I don't know. They have not changed that. I mean, whatever, on a CD. A lot of people are still buying CDs, believe it or not.
Wait. Let me interrupt you 1 second.
Yeah.
My sister lives in Detroit, and she told me last Sunday there was a concert with Baruch Levine and Benny Friedman, and everybody at said concert didn't get a CD. No. They did one better. They got a flash drive with, I believe, Baruch Levine's entire album collection. Is that true?
With off the record. They gave out off the record USBs to everyone. It was an amazing concert. The community of Detroit, just to give some winter chizuk, Kids are working so hard today.
That was one from the Turogrove family, right?
Yeah. They sponsored the event. It was mamish. It was an amazing event.
Have you ever done one? Have you ever done an outdoor event like that, like in a parking lot? Was this your first, or have you done a few over Corona?
I did a colder one. It was on January 1st last year with 100,000 people.
I'm not talking about you sitting on the grass over there, Baruch. I'm talking about people in their cars during Corona.
No. Not. Did I do one of those? No. One of those Joe Biden rally. right? The car's honking. No, I never did a car event, but everyone had. The sound was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So either you could have your windows open, or you could sit out of your sunroof or your snow roof in Detroit, or you could tune in on your radio in your car.
Right. So, Mama's like an
really
old time drive-through. Yeah. My nephew was
It
sitting.
was high level production.
My nephew was sitting in the sunroof, and he was so happy that you guys played. What's it called? Thank You, Hashem. Like that. He's like, they're playing my song.
Yeah.
They're playing my song. Yeah. So I thought that was very.
It was really nice, and I thank whoever gave me toe warmers. You saved the day. So thank you so much.
Baruch, didn't you have your bag from the Sima Shas with the stuff to put inside? I still have my bag.
Right.
They had the hand warmers, the thing to put in your jacket, and this and that. Baruch Levine with us via telephone. We're talking about the release of the brand new album, Off the Record. We're going to have to let Baruch go soon because he has to go back to class. So, Benny Friedman as a guest, fine. You know, you and Benny have done stuff before. Simcha Leiner, I can see that too. Rivi Schwabel and Joey Newcomb, while Rivi Schwabel's stylistic fits with Baruch Levine, it's not. I would never expect the two of you to perform together. Was this a first, or have you guys done that in the past?
We've done a few things live together. We did a song for Yad Eliezer, which is on YouTube, together. Rivi was like, it was very special to have him because, I mean, first of all, Bli Ayin Hara, Hashem should give him, he sounds amazing.
Yeah.
We should all work, you know, it doesn't come without work. It's obviously labor of love.
But I know that's a big part. That's a big part for Doni, because I called Rivi in the last year for a project for somebody, and he's like, I only record by Doni. Doni knows how to get my vocals, and
yeah.
So
Rivi's very humble.
Yeah.
But Doni records incredibly. He is, one of his specialties is he brings out the best vocal. He doesn't settle for anything but the best key. Works very hard on that. But anyways, Rivi was really a bridge to the past. And you look at some of these records, he's actually on them.
Right.
So it's nice to have somebody who sang the original.
Well, he wasn't. I mean, he was choir, but he was on Journeys. I think he must have been on Journeys, right?
I think he was on some Journeys.
Right.
He was more with the Devekis.
No, but I'm looking at his set. There's no Devekis songs in his set. There's Journey songs, though.
Right.
And the Baruch Levine original, Vahar of No, which I don't think we ever sang.
Yeah. I know. Off the Record was a little bit of a lot of songs were not on the record, but it was still a good name, so Off the Record. Yeah.
Next
and then Joey, Joey was, Doni produced his albums, and I got to know him, and we connected, and the album needed an element of fun, and
there's nobody more fun than Joey. Yes, we know.
More fun, and the Mashiach medley. I mean, Joey, he's hilarious. He's so fun. He's so fun. He's also so real, and everyone obviously sees his fun side, but he's very deep, and we had a lot of fun, and we had to mute about 70% of what of his screaming and yelling, but one day we'll release that too. But he's so fun, and I'm so appreciative that all of these guests.
Did you have a l'chaim before each session with Joey or not?
I can't say that. Other kids listening.
I guess that's where 70% of the vocals went. So
he knows his bourbon, Joey.
We saw a video you put out with you and Benny behind the scenes where you actually found one of the records you were recording. Are we going to see any more videos with some of the other singers who are featured or not?
It was kind of, we rushed to get this album out Hanukkah. Doni and Doni didn't sleep for about, a long time. And we just had the opportunity to do like a promo video. So whoever was able to come that day, kind of. So I don't know if we're going to do another one, but I think we realized, Doni and I, that a lot, the people want to see visual. All the statuses and the little clips and all of that. People thought we hired a professional marketing firm. We didn't really. We just captured good content. So for the next one, we're talking we know what people want to see, and we'll try to capture more behind the scenes because it's really fun. It was really fun, the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, that's the part that we definitely want to see. So if you're recording Off the Record Volume 2, Baruch, we need to put some GoPros in the studio and you can stream it live.
That's a good idea.
And you can charge extra for it.
Stream it live, right.
Now, how much of the song selection process and compiling was Doni a part of? Or was it just you and the class?
Major, no. It was a real teamwork. We had Google Sheets and back and forth and moving and editing and replacing and this, yes, this, not. We made some game time decisions in the studio at the time. Mm-hmm. It was a major part of it. Donnie knew almost every song. The only thing I introduced to him that he wasn't as familiar with was Slow the Zemmer, and I found like Slow the Zemmer has like
that's so sad.
I know. But Slow the Zemmer had some. It's like very enthusiastic fans, but the quantity is not nearly as much as the other Jeff and Miami and Journeys and stuff like that.
Look, I hear that. I listened to Slow the Zemmer growing up, and I actually had some choir members in camp with us in Camp Tarvadas back in the day, but. A Little Bird or O Mashiach. You gotta know these. You gotta know these songs.
That he knew. O Mashiach wasn't as popular, and there's some for album 2 that I'd love to put on.
I gave you some in my list.
Hashem, bring us all back. We've been away too long. The world is so confused. We don't know right from wrong. It's a really deep song.
I gotta look. I sent you "Let Us Grow," which I grew up with. It was a very good song.
Let us grow. Dun, 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 dun. Let us go.
You had Hear Us Now. And there was no London. Come on, Baruch. You didn't grow up listening to London School of Jewish Song?
What does London have English? There's one song. Tell me.
No, they had the Shabbos song, Sitting Still and Silent, the grand old mansion derelict.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
You had Mama.
Right.
There were a couple of English songs back in the day.
Right. There's one song. That's also English. Right.
We discussed. Me and Bach were discussing Destiny because I'm a major Destiny fan, but even from Yisrael Williger, Mendy Wald, Alvin Fried. By the way, one of my favorite Fried songs of all times is "You're Never Alone," and it was never on a Fried album.
Really?
"You're Never Alone" was on Holy Land's Greatest Hits.
Oh, okay. But it's a great song. Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, I was going through...
Well, tell whoever's listening, they could send anything to offtherecord@baruchlevine.com.
That's right. I was just getting to that. The back of the booklet says, we'd love to hear from you. Please email us any suggestions or comments about the album, offtherecord@baruchlevine.com. OFFTHERECORD @baruchlevine.com. And, of course,
Baruch with an A.
Baruch. Baruchlevi. That's the way they spell it in Waterbury.
Oh, yeah, I guess. That's the way. That's my driver's license.
So, Lamaisa Baruch, after Off the Record, is there going to be an On the Record album or not?
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, I have new songs. I got a lot of new songs.
Wait. So let's talk about this. What is Baruch Levine working on right now? Well, first of all, you released with Joey a single for Hanukkah called "The Spark in Every Yid," which I happen to love.
Thank you.
But then, and you were featured last year with "An Achai Seinu," an amazing single from Eitan Katz. By the way, it was a beautiful song. That song.
Thank you.
And Sheer Volume 3 came out, and you're on that as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, and last night was a brand new song with the Chizuk Project.
Last night, the Chizuk Project, that great song. Yeah, everyone should listen to that. Rocky Torgo wrote the lyric.
We Are One.
We Are One.
I'm trying to think.
We Are One.
I'm trying to think if there was another Jewish song called "We Are One."
You know what? There's a million songs.
MBD had one.
It could be. Yeah. We Are One. It's a cliche kind of name, but it really is. The song is about how we're all together when things are tough. Let's stay together. Let's stay when things are. So it's an Achta song with a different. It's a different kind of Achta song. But yeah.
So for those who are saying that Baruch isn't putting out music that often, I mean,
no, I didn't.
That's a bunch of singles just in the last year alone.
I've probably put out 10 singles a year that technically make up an album. So what's the difference? But I mean, I understand.
Well, some of them aren't available for digital download; they're only on YouTube or other platforms. So.
Right. I know.
We have to get Baruch to get everything on his Spotify account, like he wants. What's his name to get it?
I think it's there. I think we got all that in order.
Okay, so we'll have to check
Off the Record just hit 1 million streams.
Wow.
On Spotify.
So, Baruch, does that speak a lot to you? I meant to ask you, because you started recording, in the early 2000s when there were CDs, not records, but does this digital mumbo jumbo that a lot of the older Chevra doesn't believe, or they don't see the point in it? Does 1 million streams mean enough to you?
Million streams is incredible. Yeah. You gotta move forward, but you also you also have to respect that there's a huge community and a huge crowd, and we have to really almost respect and look up to them. People and they're not going away, and they should stay a long time. Of people that are not connected, they're not connected, and they're and that's why the USB thing is. Someone just sent me actually in the mail. He asked me for permission to put 1 or 2 songs of mine. He sends that every month. It's called Torah USB.
Interesting.
It's got the 20 shiurim, and it's got an audio book. It has a story for children. It's people are holding on strong, and the sales of the CDs and USBs are very strong. They are very strong. I mean, it depends what kind of music people are going to put out, obviously, but we got to kind of the way we did it was, Spotify. It's almost you're giving out the music for free. Not quite, because there's a way that they pay.
There's pennies per song play.
There's pennies, right. Called Pruto Mitzarefes. But the
1 million pennies add up, right?
1 million pennies add up. The respectful way to do it is to put it out, let people buy it for a couple of weeks. Let you could download it. I think people should appreciate. I'm not just speaking for myself, but anyone who puts out music is laying out a lot of money. If you like it, pay for it. Pay the $9. People spend $9 on a lot of nonsense today. $9.99. And give help support Jewish music, because otherwise people are not going to come out with it. And then of course once people recoup, you put it out on the streaming platforms. No,
I think that's a good idea. I mean, keep in mind, Waterbury doesn't have a Judaic store. I'm not saying they have internet, but, I'll be honest, Baruch, doing the internet radio station thing that I have right now, Scoop Radio, J Network.
Yeah.
If I tell you that we have on any given week, listening into the show, I'm trying to see if I could log in right now, but I have listeners in anywhere from Israel to Australia, Mexico, Belgium. We had listeners in Switzerland and China. A lot of these places, they don't have places where to buy Jewish music. I mean, Australia, I have listening. I know
that, but you know what? Mostly music is a huge platform, and people are downloading from them easily. We have, so it's not. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's not. You don't have to actually buy the physical CD. The singers get producers get money.
That was my point. I'm sure you know this as well. Each person has their own kunz. A guy that has Apple products is always going to want to buy it on Apple so he can have access to it on all his products. An Android user is going to want to use Google Play. So those that use mostly music strictly, because they have that download or whatnot, 100%, they go and use it.
Right.
But everybody else that has a Spotify account, they want to put it in their kid's car, or they have a USB for their house or whatever it is. So yeah.
Right.
Anyways, Baruch, I'm going to let you go. I know
you're saying.
I know you got to go back to class.
Yeah, it's a good point. Thank you. Yeah.
No, but seriously, that's the way it is, Baruch. Everybody has their shitas, not only when it comes to Torah, also when it comes to download.
Right.
I have an account with this, and I can get X amount out of it a month, or I have Apple Music, and I use only. But everybody has their own shtick. But yes, lots of people still do, and we always tell people to go to Most Music and get everything there. Baruch, I'd like to thank you for joining me. I'd like to wish you Hatzlacha Rabbah, on the record, off the record, whatever you're doing. And we're looking forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you. It was really nice to talk to you. It was a great interview. Thank you.
Stay warm and don't get stuck in the snow.
Okay. Thank you.
Baruch. Take care. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.